अपने पसंदीदा मौजू पर शोज़ देखने के लिए लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिएगा और बेल बटन पर क्लिक कीजिएगा।
Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today we are going to discuss some issues that are deep rooted in our society, not only in our society but around the globe. I'm talking about the social divide and the racial divide. So today we have Mustafa Ehsan with us, who has spent last couple of decades in the States and has insight not only when it's come to the Pakistan but also in the Western world. So Mustafa, as I mentioned that you have seen the social divide in our society and now the racial divide in the America as well. So what do you make of all of this?
Thanks, Amaila, for having me on the show. This is something that people do not want to talk about. This is something that is always there. It's like that is deep rooted. It's actually, if I look at it, it's eating away at the fabrics of society. It's like eating out the roots of society. So let's take Pakistan first. We have the social divide over here, right? People are in different, brotherhoods and all that. And there are some good things to that. There's some good parts to that. The bad part is when that starts to affect your education, when that starts to affect your justice system, when people who are not of the same, caste or whatever that you are, and then, they're not given the same opportunity because of that, that's when it's really bad for society, and we see that happen every single day. When you come to the racial divide in the States, you see all the protests happening right now. There's a big movement going on. To Trump's, you have to say, to his credit, one thing he has done is he has brought out the divide in the States. What people have been thinking for a long time, but they don't want to say it. The racial divide has always existed, but he has brought it to the fore. Now, the way to handle that is what's going to shape that nation. Whether you make it very aggressive and angry, make it rather too peaceful, or you actually sit down and have a debate. But if you get too aggressive and angry, see, what's happening here, Amaila, is the issue that we have is people do not want to listen to other people. They want to make their own point. They just say what is wrong. If I start making my point, I just completely get shut down. That you are wrong, I am right. That discussion does not lead anywhere. So that's just not the way to deal with it. So what I would suggest, take one example. When a new child is born, have that child tell me which caste he's from. Have that child tell me which race he's from, or he or she. Can they do that? No. It's being taught by our society, by our teachers, by our parents, as they're growing up, as to who is bad and who is good, as to what to look out for, sure, what to see good in people, what to see bad in people. But that's defined by us. That is not exactly. So, we muddle the waters a lot when bringing someone up as to what we feel like. It's not what, and in society, there are good or bad, there is evil and there is good. But what are social injustices, social issues? They are always conflicting because one side believes the other one is wrong. That's how social issues is created.
So these issues have been with us for a long time, and it doesn't look like they are going away anytime. So having said that, are these things that we should be doing differently?
Sure. I mean, there are always things we should be doing differently. Like Einstein once said, it's the mark of a stupid man. I think I can't remember exactly what he said, to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's mark of being stupid. So we can't just keep doing the same things and expect things to change. So something has to change. Fundamentally, something has to be different. Now, what that is, where I see things go wrong is not having an open mind. I don't see people listening to others. Just sit down and have a good, calm discussion. Don't just shut the other person down because they don't agree with your principles. Now, that is not an easy thing to do, by the way, because you know what? There are some people out there who will just try to shut down no matter what, no matter how you want to listen. But guess what? At the end of the day, others will notice that you are the one who is staying calm. They are the ones who's completely yelling at you. Maybe they are on the wrong side. So for yourself, this change comes from internally, from itself, inner self, and it's one person at a time. Just be open to listening to people with an open mind. And if they have a point, ponder over it. Accept that they have a point. Don't just because they don't agree with your philosophy, don't just shut people down. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. There's always a solution that comes out of discussion. As my grandfather used to say, a pen is mightier than a sword. Write about it. Raise your issues. Raise your voice. It's mightier than a sword, I must say. So, that's all I got to say is let's just change within self.
Okay, thank you Mustafa. Thank you for your precious time.
Thank you.
अपने पसंदीदा मौजू पर शोज़ देखने के लिए लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिएगा और बेल बटन पर क्लिक कीजिएगा।